The first Americans came by sea. The first Americans came to the New World from Africa by boat, not across the Beringa, which was covered with ice long after the first Americans were living in South America. There are two models for the peopling of the Americas. Model 1. In the first model, modern humans crossed the Beringa to settle the Americas. Model 2. Polynesian people crossed the Pacific Rim and settled the Americas. Dillahey noted that, and I quote, the archaeological and skeletal data have led to a new model in which the Paleo-Americans, the proposed first arrivals in the New World, were not from Northwest Asia. They came instead from South Asia and the southern Pacific Rim, and they probably shared ancestry with ancient Australians and other southern populations. Dillahey continued, a second group of humans then arrived from Northeast Asia or Mongolia, and it was this second population that adapted to the warming climate after the Ice Age and gave the rise to the modern Mary Indians, an ancient population of Americans whose skeletal remains make up most of the human material found in the New World and the present-day Native Americans. Both of these models garner considerable support, but the first Americans probably arrived in America by boat from Africa before the ice associated with the Ice Age would have made it almost impossible to reach America from Asia by either land or sea. Arnaz Valina et al. And other researchers have suggested that the sub-Saharan Africans were among the first Americans. Spanish explorers found sub-Saharan Africans already in Mexico when they arrived. These people were called Negro. There are many Indian traditions about blacks living in America before Columbus. Carlos C. Marquez states that, and I quote, Negroes figure frequently in the most remote traditions of some American people. Marquez believed that the Otomi of Mexico, the Caracoles of Haiti, and the Agawas of Cutara, the Arayos of the Orinoco, and the Posages, the Matayas of Brazil, and the Manabis of Quito, and the Chihuahuas of Darien were descendants of African people. R.B. Dixon, a physical anthropologist, claimed that the Negroid strain was most visible in the Otomi, Tarahumari, and the Pariema. Alphonse de Quatreges claimed that the black tribes of Latin America included the Chacos, Manibis, Yaruras, Guarani, Charos, Hamasis, Tizindar Chantal, in addition to numerous ethnic groups along the Orinoco River in Venezuela and the Isthmus of Darien. The major African group to settle America was the Manding people. In the southwestern United States, Cabeza de Vaca said the Mandinka people were a dominant group. This word Mandinka agrees with the term Mandinka, used to denote the Manding-speaking people of West Africa. Moreover, in Mexico and Panama, we have many place names that allude to ancient Manding presence. For example, in Panama, we find the Sierra de Male mountain range in Darien, east of the Gulf of San Miguel, the Manding River, and the Manding Bay. Yes, 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 the Manding must have been there. In addition to reports of the first Spanish chronicles, eyewitness accounts of sub-Saharan Africans in the Caribbean and Mexico, anthropologists found sub-Saharan skeletons at pre-Columbian sites. Some of the ancient Maya may have been sub-Saharan African because ancient Mayan skeletal remains indicate that many ancient Maya suffer from sickle cell anemia. This is very interesting because sickle cell anemia is a disease that is carried mainly by black people.